These VRS products are full of good surprises. Let's check them out. This 15 Nm wheelbase is smaller than most, and that's just the first surprise. I'm Serta, welcome to WromWrom, where we share the joy of sim racing. Here's a company we only became aware of last year, and after some of you Rotaries told us to look deeper into them, we did. Just for you. And VRS were friendly enough to lend us a couple of their products for testing, among them their DFP15 wheelbase, which they like to bundle with their R295 wheel. So you're getting a 2-for-1 review of both. We'll cover the base, then the wheel, then whether this €1,000 bundle is worth it. First thing that surprised us, in a good way, was the relatively small base at 15.5 cm without the quick release, 24 cm with it. And it still packs a punch of 15 Nm torque. Setting up this wheelbase to a rig is easy, as it has mounting places at the front as well as at the bottom, but no side mounts. The base requires an emergency stop button or a bypass stop before activating force feedback. It's a nice safety feature, and I'd recommend using the actual button rather than the stop. The force feedback is good once you've tweaked it a little bit. You will have to tune the wheelbase, and while this is true in general for most bases, I found I had to tweak more here, as the offered settings for the different sims are a tad off. At least for me. The force feedback varies wildly by sim, from just okay in ACC and AC Evo to really excellent in Le Mans Ultimate and Automobilista 2. Other bases like Simulcubes 2 or Asetek La Prima stay more consistent across platforms. We reached out to VRS to see where the difference to other companies may be, and while they told us they use about the same systems as the other companies do, they use specially developed filtering for the base, and their so-called next-gen FFB uses some kind of signal prediction to reduce latency. I'm not sure that next-gen FFB has anything to do with the very different results with every sim, but there you go. Speaking of filtering, you'll want to adjust it to your preference. Some sims can deliver information overload with this base. VRS configuration software is functional and straightforward, pure engineering over flash. If you're a tweaker, you'll find everything you need here. If you'd rather just drive, you might miss the handholding. The base needs tweaking, but what about the wheel you'll actually be holding? It has everything you'd expect from a modern wheel and a bit more. The R295 wheel is 29.5 cm in diameter, 295mm, get it, R295, which is the normal range of many others. It's got 2 funky switches, 2 thumb rotaries at each side for a total of 4, 3 middle rotaries and 10 buttons in total. It's got ref LEDs, flag LEDs, and the buttons also have color LEDs. And VRS brings a good assortment of stickers. At the back, you'll not only find the gear shift pedals, but also clutch pedals. That's what you get on paper. How does it actually feel? The R295 reacted cleanly to my inputs and felt good in my hand. The design is a bit too subdued and engineering even for my liking, but if you prefer toned down wheels to the colorful or baroque options out there, this might be perfect for you. The button feedback is excellent, though the rotaries were softer than I'd prefer, especially racing with gloves. No misclicks though. The shifter paddles are solid, and you can dampen them if they're too loud. The clutch paddles have just the right resistance. Setup works either through VRS software or SimHub. So that's the hardware, but how does the price stack up? At almost €800, the VRS DFP15 is in the middle to high range of similar wheelbases. Chinese products like the Simagic Alpha Evo at 700 for 18 Nm, Moza's R12 for 470 for 12 Nm, or Asetek La Prima at 450 for 12 Nm are for sure cheaper. But on the other hand, the Simulcube Sport at 1080 for 17 Nm, or Fanatec's Club Sport DD Plus at €1,000 for 15 Nm have higher prices. And how does it actually rank against the competition? In my opinion, the VRS DFP15 ranks higher than Moza, Fanatec or Asetek, I haven't tested the Simagic base yet, but lower than the SimoCube 2, especially as you can import settings for every sim to the SimoCube from the community database quite easily. Would I recommend the VRS DFP15? Not if you want plug and play, it requires tweaking, but if you enjoy dialing in settings, it has the precision and bandwidth to reward that effort and delivers the tools to do so. VRS should consider a community settings database like SimoCubes, especially since they already have the sim racing community through their academy, and the specialists. Just saying. The wheel alone costs €400 USD, fair for the build quality and longevity. Personally, the design isn't for me, but that's subjective. What's not subjective, it's precise, fits the base perfectly, and at €1,000 USD bundled together with the base, it's a solid value even if I'd pick a different wheel. If you have decided VRS is something for you, we have an affiliate link in the description that reduces the buying price by 5% while giving us also a bit of money. If this deep dive helped, hit subscribe. We've got plenty more sim racing gear to put through its paces. Thanks for watching, Rommies!